Hello, I'm Huples Cat. I'm having to decide what to take with us on a backcountry overnight trip. Currently I've dug these 5 kits out of storage. Cooligans has a snare kit and a bit of a fishing kit, kind of utterly useless, so I won't take that. Has some trail tape, which is good, a whistle, little Chinese survival blanket, tiny button compass, a glow stick, spare bag, poncho, and some little tweezers. The other kits are absolutely jammed with stuff, so I'm going to take them apart one at a time because I probably won't have enough room to do it in 5 rows. So my urban kit's been opened and distributed. Kind of an interesting little kit. Wire saw, whistle, various things to light fires with, some lighters, and put that on so it wouldn't go off by mistake, and a little flashlight, some matches and a striker in there. I even put a bit of tinder in this, and toilet paper, of course, an emergency rescue blanket, micro towel, some cottage, and a bandana. This is utterly critical for any piece of kit you have, ever. Don't care what the kit's for, have at least one of these in it. This is a tensor bandage, an ace bandage. Use this to limit mobility of joints that are strained or broken, and you can get out of the backcountry or get out of a city situation that's bad with one of these. Without this, you're not going anywhere. Pretty sure this isn't legal in Canada, but I do have a couple of these. I also have my old little kit here. I found this kit in the barn. It's years and years and years old, and it's great, and it works great, and I did a review on this a long time ago. I do like this kit. Some powdered coffee to chew on. This to sharpen the knife, which is not in the kit. So far I've been able to thin it down to this. This one was pretty easy. First aid I'm going to deal with at the end separately. A bit of cordis, compass, and a lot of trail marking tape, and a tiny bit of food. Well, this one was really interesting. There's ever a lot of fire starting stuff. This is just basically iPads. Take makeup off, you put alcohol in, and there they are, but they're actually dry. It's in the pocket box fire starter, made in the USA. It's falling apart. I mean, it might work, but I wouldn't trust it. A little bit of cordage, light stick, haven't been used. Garbage bags, really nice ones. You should always have garbage bags. Of course, you always have a tensor bandage, some toilet roll, fire starting as well, little emergency kit, and this, which is a radio that I'm going to probably take with me. I'm recharging it. It is a hand crank and a solar as well, but I like to have the batteries fully charged before I go anywhere, and I will. And it's actually a good idea to have a radio with you at all times, just to keep an eye on the weather, if nothing else, especially when you don't have cell phone coverage. Oh yeah, and a light on my head, which isn't very useful. Does it work? I don't know. Let's press buttons and find out. Well, I have a red light, which is useful. Try again. Yep, red light. It's not staying on. So this needs new batteries. Well, I changed the batteries, so you should always test your gear before you use it. And it works pretty nice, pretty bright. And I'm kind of happy with that. And it's a flip one, it's a cheap one, it's probably not waterproof. I wouldn't rely on this for an emergency situation, but as a freebie, it works okay. I'll save this one to last because I figured this would have medical stuff in it. And it did, and it's a pretty good kit. Actually, I'm not that unhappy with this medical kit. However, I'm going to combine a lot of the medical kits to make a really nice medical kit. One of the things I want to point out is an emergency bivy plastic sleeping bag. Quite heavy duty, shove them in that, hopefully they won't get bitten by insects if you can't carry them out and they have to wait. Emergency poncho, I don't know about them, but it's there. I probably won't take that. A few dressing materials, very minor boo-boo kit. Tensor bandage to use. Stuff to close my skin with if I rip it open, stuff to stop bleeding, stuff to cut things with, stuff to make sure dressings stick on. Lots of different types of dressing material. This is overlooked in most people's kits. This is an eye dressing. Actually, you can improvise them, but this is a good thing to have. Some sterile saline to clean out stuff, some gloves, some more gloves, and a triangular bandage. Some decent tape and some good transparent dressing material. So yeah, now what I have to do is get my medical stuff out and figure out what I'm taking with me medical. What I'm going to take for emergency gear is pretty straightforward. Something to make fire with, something to keep warm, something to purify water, etc, etc. So I've taken these 2 kits apart and sorted into like and like. Now I'll make one kit using all of the stuff I need, and I'll show you what I'm putting in. Oh yeah, I did a review on this a while ago. This is completely inadequate for anything, and certainly absolutely inadequate for wilderness first aid. If you're not a trained nurse or you haven't done any courses in wilderness survival or wilderness first aid, get a decent book, read it a couple of times before you have to use it and think about it. And try and get a course. They're actually cheap and they're good. Most people who go backcountry camping and actually experience long hikes will tell you quite straightforwardly that most of their equipment, 50% of it in most cases, is first aid gear. You're not carrying much if this is 50% of your gear. So this is the first aid I'll be taking with me on an overnight adventure. Probably add some Tylenol. There's not a lot of stuff here, but it's actually mostly what I would need to treat most wounds I'm going to actually find. I'd also use improvised clothing and sticks and stuff like that if I needed to. I'm not taking splints for one night. Although it's classified as backcountry camping, and it definitely is, it isn't that hard. We're about 4 hours hike away from a little road in the park. The trail's pretty obvious, but after the Dreco of 2022, a lot of the northern part is absolutely tree smashed up and you can't see where you're going. The only reason I'm bringing this and these gloves is in case we have to treat somebody else, and there's 2 pairs because me and Kitty can both treat them at the same time. Now this stuff up here is actually going to go with us on our big camping adventure, which I haven't really talked about yet. We're going to do a multi-day hike that's going to take us about 100 miles. So that's it for me. I hope you have a good day. Anything you think I should add to this, let me know within reason. I'm going to carry it, but its weight is miles and I don't want to carry too much, but I don't want to carry too little if I need it. So this is what I'm kind of coming up with. Fairly decent first aid kit, get us out of most troubles. Toodles. So, Bunyan has been dressed and new Ballista has been treated. This has been a Gracie Fat Cat production 2025.